Hi, so let's go over what we wrote and change a couple of things based on feedback from the class. So this is what we had, and what we want to do is we want to load a custom font because this is just a default, and also we want to use our rem units for fonts everywhere. So to load our custom font, I'm going to use Google Fonts. So you can go to fonts.google.com or just search for Google Fonts and then pick a font. The font I'm using is called IBM Plex Sans, so this one, but of course you can use something else. Note also that you can use multiple fonts for different elements on your page. You have these plus icons and they sort of function like a shopping cart. So if I click one, I get this thing at the bottom here, and I can click it and I will see some code that I have to put in my page. Now I can also click this customize thing to add some custom font weights. So adding more fonts and adding more weights will increase the load on our page. So it will make it page load slower or faster. Google will show this indicator for us. So I will add the light version as well, and I'll also add the bold version. So these weights come in numbers. 400 is our regular font, and then going below 400 is the more lighter fonts. Going above that is the more bolder fonts. We'll need these numbers 300, 400, 700 in CSS later when we're setting our font weight. So go back to our embed. You can see that we have these weights here and the name of the font at the end of the URL, so that's what we want. We'll insert this link into our HTML. And we'll do that right above our own style sheet. So here we have our own style sheet, and above that we're going to paste in this Google Fonts thing. Then the second thing that we need to do is wherever we want to use our font, we're going to add this line. Because we want to use our font everywhere, we're going to add that in our main element. And we're also going to do that specifically here in a extra block that we haven't done yet, which is our HTML block. So we'll do that immediately. Note that we have our font here. We'll remove those because we are going to set these in HTML. And the reason why is because if we want to use rem units, we have to specify a base font unit here. And we might as well just specify the font family here. So I'm going to paste the code that I got from Google. So the font family, IBM Plex Sans. Note that there's a fallback font. So this means if the font hasn't loaded yet, or some site is down, or you're offline, then this font will load by default. Then the next line we're going to write is our base font size. So that's what everything else will be based on, and that will be set to 14 pixels. So going back to our page, saving both the index and the style, we can see that we now have our font here, and it's not super obvious because it's not a super obvious font, but here in Computed we can see that we load IBM Plex Sans. Cool. Then we're going to replace the font sizes that we have. So we have our base font size here. Wherever we also use font size, and we could just use find here, so Command F to search for font size, we are also going to replace it. So we have this one, that's our base, and then we have here in our header one. Right now, this is the only place where we use font sizes, but we don't want to use this. Instead, we're going to use rems. And so this is about 2 rems, so we're just going to write 2. You can also write 2.1 or something if you want to be more precise. So saving that, you will see that you get the same font size or almost the same font size, but now it's expressed in rems. Again, the benefit of that is if we increase or decrease the font size here globally, either through this or using media queries, then it's applied everywhere. That's it. So this was just a short movie, just so that we get everything prepared for the next video. So see you in the next one.